How do you know if a man truly loves you? It's a question that lingers in the minds of many, sometimes whispered in moments of doubt, sometimes echoing in the silence between his words and actions. Love is one of the most profound emotions we experience, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. We often search for it in grand gestures, in poetic words, in promises made under moonlit skies. But the truth is, love is rarely about what's said. It's about what's shown, what's felt, and what remains consistent even in the quiet moments. Many people have found themselves in relationships where they hear the words, "I love you," but feel a gnawing uncertainty in their hearts. That's because love isn't just a phrase, it's a commitment, an energy, a presence that cannot be faked for long. A man who truly loves you won't leave you wondering. His love will be something you can trust, something you can lean on, not just in the good times, but in the difficult ones too. Psychologists have long studied the difference between infatuation, attachment, and genuine love. Infatuation is intense but fleeting, often driven by attraction and novelty. Attachment can mimic love, but it's often rooted in comfort rather than true emotional depth. Real love, however, is built on something deeper. It's a fusion of emotional security, admiration, and selfless care. And when a man truly loves you, his actions align with his emotions in a way that speaks louder than any words ever could. Think about it. When someone values something deeply, they prioritize it. They protect it, nurture it, and make sure it feels secure. This is true for everything in life, whether it's a passion, a career, or a relationship. Love is no different. A man who truly loves you won't make you feel like an afterthought. He won't be inconsistent, leaving you questioning where you stand. Instead, his love will be evident in the way he shows up, in the way he listens, in the way he makes you feel seen and understood. Have you ever noticed how people naturally invest in what they love? A man who is passionate about his work will spend hours perfecting his craft. Someone who loves a particular hobby will dedicate time, effort, and resources to it. Love, in its purest form, is about devotion. And when a man is truly in love with you, that devotion becomes clear. It's in the way he makes space for you in his life. It's in how he remembers the little things, how he listens with intent, how he stands by your side when it would be easier to walk away. Real love is not just about desire, it's about care. It's about being able to depend on someone emotionally, knowing that they are there not just for what they can get, but because they truly value who you are. A man in love will naturally want to make your life easier, not harder. He won't be perfect, no one is, but he will consistently make an effort. He will notice when you're struggling, even when you try to hide it. He will offer support without being asked. And, most importantly, he will make sure you never feel alone in the relationship. The biggest mistake people make is believing that love is just about feelings. Feelings are important, but they can be fleeting. Love is a choice. It's a commitment to showing up, to staying present, to making the other person feel cherished and valued. If you find yourself constantly second-guessing whether a man truly loves you, take a step back and observe. Not what he says, but what he does. Does he treat you like a priority, or are you just an option? Does he listen to understand or simply to respond? Does he celebrate your successes, or does he downplay them? Love should not be a puzzle you have to solve. When a man truly loves you, you will know. It will be in the way he looks at you with admiration, even in the simplest moments. It will be in how he makes an effort, not just when it's convenient, but even when it's not. It will be in how he chooses you, day after day, without hesitation. Love is not meant to leave you confused or anxious. It's meant to bring peace, to build trust, to create a foundation where you feel safe and valued. If you've ever been in a relationship where you had to constantly question someone's feelings, you know how draining it is. You know the emotional toll it takes when words don't match actions, when promises don't align with reality. But here's the truth. Real love doesn't require endless questioning. It doesn't leave you feeling uncertain. It shows up, it stays, and it reassures. So, how do you know if a man truly loves you? You don't need to analyze every text or decode every interaction. You simply need to observe how he treats you when words are stripped away. If his love is real, you won't have to ask. You'll just know. A man who truly loves you will make you a priority in his life, not just when it's easy, not just when it's convenient, but consistently, in ways that leave no room for doubt. Love is not about being someone's option. It's about being their choice, day after day. If a man truly loves you, he will not treat you as a background character in his story. He will make space for you, not just in his words, but in his actions, in his time, and in his future. We live in a world where distractions are endless. Work, social obligations, personal ambitions, and countless responsibilities. Yet, no matter how busy someone is, they always make time for what truly matters. This is a fundamental truth about human behavior. A man who genuinely loves you will never be too busy to call, to check in, to make plans, or to be present when it counts. He won't leave you waiting, wondering where you stand, because he understands that love isn't just about how he feels, it's about what he does. Think about the people in your life that you deeply care about. You make an effort to see them, to talk to them, to be there when they need you. You don't just squeeze them into your schedule when it's convenient. You prioritize them because their presence matters to you. Love works the same way. A man who values you will carve out time for you, even amidst chaos. If he truly loves you, he will find a way, not an excuse. Now, this doesn't mean he has to drop everything for you at every moment. Life is demanding, and relationships thrive when both people maintain their individuality. But there is a stark difference between someone who is genuinely busy yet still makes an effort, and someone who uses busyness as an excuse to keep you at arm's length. A man who truly prioritizes you will not make you feel like you are chasing after his attention. Instead, he will make you feel secure, because his actions will consistently reinforce that you matter to him. Psychologically, prioritization is a key indicator of emotional investment. Studies in behavioral psychology show that people naturally allocate their time and energy toward what they deem most important. This means that when a man is truly in love with you, his mind will instinctively place you at the forefront of his priorities. He will think about your well-being, your happiness, and your presence in his life, not as an afterthought, but as something integral to his own fulfillment. You'll notice this in the small things. The way he makes an effort to check on you after a tough day, the way he remembers details about your life, the way he includes you in decisions, big and small. You won't feel like you have to beg for attention or fight for a spot in his life, because he will make sure you know you belong there. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you were constantly waiting? Waiting for a text, waiting for him to make time, waiting for him to put in the effort that should come naturally? That feeling of uncertainty, of being sidelined, is a clear sign that you are not a priority, and no one deserves to feel like an afterthought in the very relationship they are investing in. A man who truly loves you will not just fit you into his life, he will build his life with you in mind. He will consider your feelings when making decisions. He will want to share experiences with you, to integrate you into the parts of his world that matter. You won't feel like a guest in his life. You will feel like you are home. And here's the most important part. Prioritization in love is not just about time, it's about presence. A man can spend hours with you and still be emotionally distant, distracted, or indifferent. But when a man is truly in love, even in the busiest moments, he will make sure you feel valued. He will be engaged, attentive, and present. His attention won't feel like something you have to compete for. It will be freely given. If a man makes you feel like an option, it's because that's how he sees you. But if a man truly loves you, you will never have to wonder where you stand. His actions will tell you everything you need to know. Love, real love, is not found in empty words or occasional gestures. It is found in consistency, in effort, in the unwavering way someone chooses you not just once, but always. When a man truly loves you, he listens not just to your words, but to your emotions, your unspoken concerns, your smallest details. He listens with intent, not just to respond, but to understand. In a world full of distractions, genuine listening is rare, but when someone truly values you, they don't just hear you, they absorb what you say, they remember what matters, and they make you feel like your voice is significant. Think about the times you've spoken to someone who was only half listening, nodding absent-mindedly, glancing at their phone, offering empty responses that lacked real engagement. It's frustrating, isn't it? Because deep down we all crave to be heard, to be understood. Love is not just about grand gestures. It's about the quiet moments where someone chooses to focus entirely on you. A man who truly loves you will listen because he values what you think, what you feel, and who you are. Listening is an act of love. It's one of the clearest indicators of emotional connection. Psychologists have found that deep listening, where someone is fully present and engaged, creates a sense of trust, safety, and intimacy. It's how we feel truly known by someone else. And when a man is in love, he will not just listen to the big things, but to the small, seemingly insignificant details. He will remember how you take your coffee, the story you told him about your childhood, the way your voice changes when you're upset, even if you don't say you are. You'll notice it in the way he asks follow-up questions about things you mentioned days or even weeks ago. If you told him about a stressful meeting at work, he'll remember to check in. If you mentioned your favorite author, he might surprise you with a book. These are not just random acts of kindness. They are signs of deep emotional investment, because when someone listens, truly listens, they store away pieces of you in their mind, not out of obligation, but because they genuinely care. On the other hand, a man who is not deeply invested in you may appear to listen, but his actions will tell a different story. He might forget important conversations, repeat the same questions you've already answered, or show little interest in your thoughts and experiences. He may be physically present but mentally absent, and that kind of indifference speaks volumes. Love is about connection, and connection is built through attentiveness. It's not just about words either. A man who listens to you with his heart will pick up on the things you don't say. He will notice when your energy shifts, when your smile doesn't quite reach your eyes, when your laughter sounds a little forced. He will ask, "Are you okay?" Not because it's polite, but because he genuinely wants to know. And if you say you're fine but he senses otherwise, he will not just accept it at face value. He will create a space where you feel safe enough to open up. In a relationship, listening also translates into action. If you've expressed something that matters to you, whether it's how you like to be treated, what your boundaries are, or what makes you happy, a man who loves you will not dismiss those things. He will adjust, he will remember, he will respect what you've shared, because real listening isn't just about understanding, it's about applying that understanding in ways that make the other person feel valued. When a man listens deeply, it's a reflection of his emotional maturity and his love for you. He's not just collecting information, he's trying to know you on a level that goes beyond the surface. And when you find someone who listens in this way, who remembers the things that matter, who hears even what you don't say, you will feel something profound. The kind of love that doesn't just exist in words, but in every quiet moment of understanding. If you ever wonder whether a man truly loves you, don't just listen to what he says. Pay attention to how he listens, because love is not just about speaking. It's about making space for someone else's voice. When a man truly loves you, your words won't just fill the air, they will fill his heart. When a man truly loves you, he supports your dreams not just in words but in action. Love is not about control, limitation, or fear. It is about expansion. It is about seeing someone for who they truly are and believing in who they are meant to become. A man who truly loves you will not shrink you to fit his comfort. He will not stand in the way of your growth. Instead, he will encourage you to rise, to reach, to become the fullest version of yourself. Many people misunderstand love. They think it is about possession, about keeping someone close, about making sure they never change too much. But real love does not chain you down, it gives you wings. When a man loves you deeply, he will be your biggest cheerleader. He will not feel threatened by your success, by your ambitions, by your evolving identity. Instead, he will admire you for it. Because to love someone is to want the best for them, even if that means pushing them beyond their comfort zone, even if it means supporting them in ways that don't always serve his own. Think about the people who have truly made a difference in your life, the ones who believed in you when you doubted yourself, the ones who reminded you of your strength when you felt weak, the ones who stood by you not only when it was easy but when it was hard. That is what love looks like. It is not passive, it is active. A man who truly loves you will push you forward, not hold you back. You will see it in the way he talks about your goals. Does he listen with genuine interest when you share your dreams? Does he ask questions, offer insights, or simply encourage you to keep going? Or does he dismiss them, change the subject, or make you feel as if your aspirations are unrealistic? A man who truly loves you will make you feel like your dreams matter. He will remind you that you are capable, that you are worthy, that the things you want in life are not just fantasies, they are possibilities. Psychologically, support in a relationship is one of the strongest indicators of long-term happiness. Studies show that couples who actively support each other's goals experience deeper emotional intimacy, greater trust, and higher levels of satisfaction. This is because love, at its core, is about partnership. It is about standing side by side, lifting each other up, growing together. A man who loves you will not see your success as competition. He will not feel the need to overshadow you or hold you back. Instead, he will celebrate your victories as if they were his own. It is also in the way he reacts when you face obstacles. Anyone can support you when things are easy, when success is guaranteed. But what about when you fail, when you struggle, when doubt creeps in? A man who truly loves you will not let you sink into self-doubt. He will remind you of your resilience. He will stand beside you when things get difficult, offering not just words of comfort, but a presence that reassures you that you are not alone. And here's something important. Support does not mean taking over. A man who truly supports you will not try to control your journey. He will not make your dreams about himself. He will not tell you what you should do, how you should proceed. Instead, he will respect that it is your path, your choices, your life. His role is not to dictate, but to uplift, to remind you of your strength when you forget, to believe in you even in the moments when you don't believe in yourself. When a man truly loves you, his support will not feel conditional. It will not come with strings attached. It will not feel like something you have to earn or beg for. It will be steady, reliable, unwavering. And that kind of love is rare. It is powerful. It is life-changing. So if you ever find yourself questioning someone's love for you, look at how they react to your growth. Do they cheer you on, or do they pull you back? Do they encourage you to dream bigger, or do they make you feel like you should settle? A man who truly loves you will never be afraid of your light. He will stand in the front row of your life, clapping the loudest, proud of the person you are becoming, not just because he loves who you are, but because he loves who you are meant to be. When a man truly loves you, he prioritizes you not just when it's convenient, not just when he has nothing else to do, but consistently, in ways that show you that you matter. Love is not about empty words or fleeting moments of affection. It is about presence, effort, and the undeniable feeling that you are an essential part of someone's life. A man who truly loves you will not leave you questioning where you stand with him. He will make it clear, not through grand speeches, but through his actions, through the way he shows up for you day after day. In a world where distractions are endless and time is precious, the way someone chooses to spend their time speaks volumes about their priorities. If a man loves you, he will make time for you, not because he has to, but because he wants to. No one is too busy for the things that truly matter to them. If a man can make time for work, for his friends, for his hobbies, then he can make time for you. It doesn't mean he has to drop everything at all times, but it does mean that he includes you in his life, not as an afterthought, but as a priority. You will see it in the way he communicates. He won't leave you waiting, wondering if he cares. He won't disappear for days only to reappear with excuses. He will make an effort to stay connected because your presence in his life is not something he takes lightly. A simple text, a quick call, a check-in during a busy day, these small gestures mean everything. They are not about grand romance. They are about consideration, about making sure you know you are always on his mind. Beyond communication, you will notice it in his actions. Does he plan time with you? Does he make an effort to see you, even when it requires rearranging his schedule? A man who loves you will not just fit you into his life when it's convenient. He will create space for you, because love is about choosing someone again and again, even when life is hectic, even when things are uncertain. And prioritizing you isn't just about time, it's about emotional investment. A man who truly loves you will not just be there physically, he will be present emotionally. He will listen when you speak. He will remember the things that matter to you. He will make you feel seen, valued, understood. Because to prioritize someone is not just to spend time with them. It is to make them feel like their thoughts, their emotions, their presence truly matter. Think about the times when you've felt like an option rather than a priority, when someone kept you on the sidelines, only reaching out when they needed something, only showing up when it suited them. That kind of inconsistency creates doubt, insecurity, and emotional exhaustion. Love should not feel like a guessing game. It should not feel like you have to fight for someone's attention or prove your worth over and over again. A man who loves you will not leave you questioning your place in his life. He will show you, through his actions, that you are important. And it's not just about the good times. Anyone can prioritize you when things are easy, when life is smooth, but what about when things get complicated? When he is stressed, when he is overwhelmed, when life throws challenges his way? Does he still make time for you then? Does he still show up, even when he has every excuse not to? That is where true love is revealed, not in the moments of convenience, but in the moments of difficulty. A man who loves you will not push you aside when life gets hard. He will not make you feel like a burden. Instead, he will draw you closer, because love is about partnership, about facing life together, not just when it's simple, but when it's hard. Prioritization also means making choices that reflect his commitment to you. It means setting boundaries with other people, making sure you feel secure in the relationship. It means considering your feelings before making decisions that affect both of you. A man who loves you will not put you in situations where you feel disrespected, neglected, or unimportant. He will make choices that show you in undeniable ways that you are a key part of his life. Love is not about convenience. It is not about fitting someone in when there is extra time. It is about making time, making space, making sure the person you love never has to wonder where they stand. If you ever have to question whether someone is prioritizing you, then they probably aren't. Because when a man truly loves you, you won't have to ask, you will feel it, in the way he chooses you, not just once, but every single day. When a man truly loves you, he doesn't just hear your words, he listens, deeply, attentively, not just to respond, but to understand. In a world filled with distractions, where people are constantly scrolling, multitasking, and half-heartedly engaging in conversations, a man who genuinely loves you will set all of that aside and give you his full presence. He will listen in a way that makes you feel seen, valued, and understood. Love is not just about affection, it's about connection. And connection is built through the way two people communicate, the way they share their thoughts, emotions, and experiences. A man who loves you won't brush off your feelings or dismiss your concerns. He won't make you feel like your words don't matter. Instead, he will make an effort to understand you, not just your words, but your emotions, your fears, your dreams, and everything that makes you, you. You will notice it in the way he engages with you. Does he put his phone down when you speak? Does he maintain eye contact, nod, respond, ask questions? Or does he seem distracted, waiting for his turn to talk, giving you surface-level responses? A man who truly listens will remember the little details, the things that matter to you, the things that others might overlook. He will recall the story you told him weeks ago, the small preference you mentioned in passing, the way your voice changed when you talked about something important. Because listening is not just about hearing, it's about caring. And it's not just about the good things. True listening means being present even when the conversation is difficult, even when the emotions are heavy. A man who loves you will not shy away from deep conversations. He will not shut down when you express something that upsets you. Instead, he will hold space for your emotions. He will let you express yourself fully, without interrupting, without getting defensive, without making it about him. Because love is not about avoiding hard conversations. It's about facing them together. Think about how you feel when you talk to him. Do you feel heard? Do you feel like your words are important? Or do you feel like you are talking to a wall, someone who nods but doesn't truly absorb what you're saying? A man who loves you will listen in a way that makes you feel understood, in a way that makes you feel like your voice truly matters. And listening is not just about conversations, it's about action. Does he adjust his behavior based on what you've expressed? If you've told him something upsets you, does he take it seriously? If you've shared your needs, does he make an effort to meet them? Because real listening is not passive. It leads to change, to growth, to a deeper bond. Many people hear, but few truly listen. A man who loves you will not just hear the words coming out of your mouth. He will listen to the feelings behind them. He will notice when something is wrong, even if you haven't said it outright. He will pick up on the little changes in your tone, your body language, your expressions. Because when you love someone, you don't just listen with your ears, you listen with your heart. And you will feel it in the way he responds, in the way he remembers things that matter to you, in the way he makes you feel safe to express yourself without fear of judgment or dismissal. Because when a man loves you, he doesn't just listen to your words, he listens to you, When a man truly loves you, he supports your dreams not just with words, but with actions, with encouragement, and with unwavering belief in your potential. Love is not about control, restriction, or making you fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. It is about growth, about partnership, about lifting each other higher rather than holding each other back. A man who loves you will want to see you thrive. He will not feel threatened by your ambitions or insecure about your success. Instead, he will stand beside you, cheering you on, celebrating your victories, and helping you rise after setbacks. Support is not passive. It is active, intentional, and deeply rooted in love. A man who truly supports you will take the time to understand your goals, your passions, the things that set your soul on fire. He will listen when you talk about your dreams, not just nodding along, but asking questions, showing genuine interest and remembering the things that matter to you. Because love is not just about loving who someone is in the moment. It is about loving who they are becoming and walking that journey with them. You will feel it in the way he encourages you when you doubt yourself. We all have moments of insecurity, moments when fear creeps in and makes us question whether we are good enough, capable enough, worthy enough. A man who loves you will not let you shrink in those moments. He will remind you of your strength, of your abilities, of all the reasons why you should keep going. He will not let you settle for less than what you deserve, and he will never make you feel like your dreams are unrealistic or unimportant. And his support won't just be about words, it will be about action. If you have a big presentation coming up, he'll ask about it, maybe even help you prepare. If you're starting a new project, he'll show interest, offer to lend a hand, or simply give you the space and time you need to focus. If you're working toward a personal goal, whether it's fitness, education, or personal development, he will respect your journey and encourage your progress. Support is not about doing things for you. It is about believing in you so strongly that you begin to believe in yourself even more. But real support is not just about the big moments. It's about the small, everyday ways he shows he is in your corner. It's about the way he listens when you vent about a tough day, the way he reminds you to rest when you're pushing too hard, the way he reassures you when you're doubting your path. It's about emotional presence, about being a safe space where you can be vulnerable without fear of judgment. And here's something important. A man who loves you will support you even when your dreams don't directly benefit him. True love is selfless. It does not demand that everything be centered around one person's desires. If your dream requires time, dedication, and effort, he will not resent it. He will not make you feel guilty for pursuing what matters to you. He will not expect you to shrink your ambitions just to make him feel more comfortable. Instead, he will admire your drive, respect your independence, and encourage you to reach your fullest potential. Think about the way he reacts when you talk about your goals. Does he seem genuinely excited for you? Does he ask how he can support you? Or does he brush it off, change the subject, or make you feel like your dreams don't matter? A man who loves you will never make you feel small. He will never make you question whether you are too much or whether your ambitions are a burden. Instead, he will remind you again and again that you are capable, that you are worthy, and that you should never dim your light to make someone else feel more comfortable. Love is not about holding each other back. It is about growing together, pushing each other forward, and becoming the best versions of yourselves. A man who truly loves you will not be intimidated by your strength. He will be inspired by it. He will not feel the need to compete with you. He will feel honored to stand beside you, because when someone truly loves you, they don't just want you to succeed, they want to see you succeed, and they will do everything in their power to make sure you never stop believing in yourself. When a man truly loves you, he makes you feel emotionally safe, not just comfortable, not just cared for, but safe. Safe to be yourself, safe to express your feelings, safe to be vulnerable without fear of judgment, rejection, or emotional neglect. Love is not just about passion and excitement. It is about trust, stability, and the deep knowing that you can let your guard down without the fear of being hurt. Emotional safety is what allows love to grow. It is what makes relationships feel like home rather than a battlefield. When a man loves you, he does not use your insecurities against you. He does not dismiss your feelings or make you feel crazy for expressing your emotions. Instead, he listens, he reassures, he tries to understand. Because love is not about making someone feel small, it is about making them feel held, seen, and supported. You will feel emotional safety in the way he responds to your emotions, especially in difficult moments. Does he remain calm when you are upset, or does he react with anger and defensiveness? Does he try to understand your perspective, or does he shut down and make you feel like your feelings are too much? A man who loves you will never make you feel like you have to walk on eggshells. You will not have to analyze every word before you speak, worrying if it will trigger an argument or make him pull away. Instead, you will feel free to express yourself honestly, knowing that he will listen, not attack. And this safety is not just in the big conversations, it's in the little moments too. The way he reassures you when you're feeling anxious, the way he is patient when you are having a hard day, the way he remembers the things that make you feel secure and does them without you having to ask. Love is in the details, and emotional safety is built through consistency. It is not about grand gestures. It is about showing up, day after day, in the small, quiet ways that remind you that you are loved and valued. When a man truly loves you, he does not weaponize silence. He does not give you the cold shoulder or use emotional distance as a way to punish you. He does not make you feel like affection and kindness are things you have to earn by acting a certain way. Real love does not play games. A man who loves you will communicate even when it's hard. He will work through disagreements rather than shutting you out. He will choose connection over pride. And here's something important. A man who loves you will never make you feel like your emotions are an inconvenience. You will never feel like you have to suppress your feelings just to keep the peace. He will not tell you that you are too sensitive or too emotional just because you express your needs. Instead, he will make space for your feelings. He will try to understand why something matters to you, even if he doesn't experience emotions in the same way. Emotional safety also means consistency. Love is not just about how someone treats you when things are good. It is about how they treat you when things are difficult. Anyone can be kind when everything is going smoothly, but a man who truly loves you will still be kind, patient, and respectful even when he is stressed, frustrated, or upset. He will not lash out, belittle you, or make you feel small. Because love is not just about how someone feels, it is about how they act. Think about how you feel when you are with him. Do you feel safe to express yourself without fear? Do you feel like your emotions are understood and respected? Or do you feel like you have to hold everything inside, afraid that speaking your truth will push him away? A man who truly loves you will make you feel emotionally safe, not just through his words, but through his actions, his patience, and his unwavering presence. Love should never feel like a guessing game. It should not feel like you are constantly chasing validation or seeking reassurance that should already be freely given. A man who loves you will not make you doubt where you stand. He will not make you question whether you are worthy of being heard, supported, and understood. Instead, he will create a space where you can be fully yourself, flaws, fears, emotions, and all, without hesitation. Because real love does not make you feel anxious, it does not make you feel like you have to earn someone's affection. Real love feels safe, and when you find a man who makes you feel emotionally safe, you will know, because you will finally be able to breathe, to relax, and to love without fear. When a man truly loves you, he prioritizes your happiness, not just in words, not just when it is convenient, but through his actions, consistently, effortlessly, and without hesitation. Love is not just about grand gestures or saying the right things. It is about the quiet, everyday choices that show he values your joy as much as his own. A man who loves you will pay attention to the things that make you happy. He will remember the little details, the things that light up your eyes, the moments when you feel most alive. He will not just ask what makes you happy, he will observe and learn. Maybe it is the way he surprises you with your favorite coffee on a stressful day, or the way he listens when you excitedly talk about your passions. Maybe it is how he encourages you to chase your dreams, even if it means making sacrifices. Love is in these small, thoughtful moments, the kind that do not demand attention but leave a lasting imprint on your heart. Prioritizing your happiness does not mean he neglects himself or becomes someone he is not. It means he finds joy in your joy. He wants to see you smile, not because he feels obligated, but because your happiness genuinely matters to him. When you are excited about something, he shares in that excitement. When you are struggling, he does not just watch from the sidelines. He steps in, offering comfort, support, and solutions if you need them. A man who loves you does not let you face life's hardships alone. He stands beside you, making sure you never feel like you have to carry the weight of the world by yourself. And here's the truth. Prioritizing your happiness is not always about doing what is easy. It is about doing what is right for the relationship, even when it requires effort. It is about compromise. It is about adjusting plans when he knows something is important to you. It is about making time for you even when life is busy. Love is not just about being there when it is convenient. It is about making sure the person you love never feels like an afterthought. When a man truly loves you, your happiness will not feel like a burden to him. He will not make you feel guilty for expressing your needs or wanting to feel loved in a certain way. He will not dismiss your desires as too much or unnecessary. Instead, he will listen. He will try. He will make an effort to meet you where you are, because that is what love is. It is about choosing to show up for each other over and over again. But here is something important. Prioritizing your happiness does not mean he gives up his own. A healthy, loving relationship is built on mutual care, where both partners uplift each other rather than one person constantly sacrificing while the other takes. The right man will not just prioritize your happiness, he will also invite you to be part of his happiness. He will share his joys with you, involve you in his dreams, and make you feel like an essential part of his life rather than just an accessory to it. And you will know when a man truly prioritizes your happiness, because love will feel light. It will not feel like you are constantly begging for effort. It will not feel like you are walking through a maze, trying to figure out where you stand. It will feel easy, not in the sense that relationships do not require work, but in the sense that love should not feel like a battle for attention, effort, or consideration. Pay attention to how he reacts when you are happy. Does he celebrate with you, or does he seem indifferent? Does he encourage you to pursue what fulfills you, or does he make you feel guilty for focusing on yourself? True love does not compete with happiness, it supports it. A man who loves you will never see your joy as a threat. Instead, he will be the reason behind so much of it. Love should not be about waiting for someone to make you a priority. It should be about two people choosing each other fully and completely every single day. And when you find a man who prioritizes your happiness, not just in words but in actions, you will realize that love is not meant to feel uncertain. It is meant to feel right. Love is not just about words, promises, or fleeting emotions. It is about consistency, effort, and the way someone makes you feel in their presence. A man who truly loves you will not leave you guessing. He will not make you question where you stand or whether his feelings are real. He will show up, not just on the easy days, but on the hard ones too. When a man loves you, his actions will speak louder than any words ever could. You will not have to wonder if he cares, because he will prove it day in and day out, in the way he treats you, in the way he protects your heart, and in the way he makes you feel valued. True love is not inconsistent, it is not conditional. It does not disappear when life gets difficult or when circumstances change. It remains steady, like a foundation you can rely on, like a presence that feels like home. One of the most powerful signs of true love is how a man makes you feel about yourself. Do you feel secure? Do you feel cherished? Do you feel safe being your true, unfiltered self around him? Love should not feel like walking on eggshells. It should not feel like a constant battle for validation. It should feel solid. A man who loves you will make sure you never have to beg for the basics: his time, his attention, his affection. He will give these things freely because he wants to, because your happiness matters to him, and because he knows that love is a choice he makes every single day. And here's the truth. The right man will not just love you in the way that is convenient for him. He will love you in the way you need to be loved. He will take the time to understand you, to learn what makes you feel appreciated, to listen to the things that make your heart feel full. Because love is not about doing the bare minimum. It is about meeting each other where you are and growing together. It is about effort. It is about presence. It is about showing up in ways that matter. A man who loves you will respect your boundaries, your dreams, your individuality. He will not try to control you, change you, or diminish your light. Instead, he will encourage you to be the fullest, most powerful version of yourself. He will celebrate your victories, stand by you through your struggles, and remind you of your worth when you forget it yourself. But above all, love should bring peace. Real love does not feel like an emotional roller coaster, full of uncertainty, anxiety, and doubt. It feels steady, like something you can trust. It feels like knowing that even when life gets hard, even when things are not perfect, even when challenges arise, There is someone by your side who will not walk away. So if you ever find yourself questioning whether a man truly loves you, ask yourself this: does he make you feel secure, or does he make you feel unsure? Does he prioritize you, or do you feel like an option? Does he listen, or does he dismiss your feelings? Does he uplift you, or does he make you doubt yourself? Because love is not about confusion. It is not about waiting for someone to finally see your worth. It is about knowing you are loved, without a doubt, without hesitation, without fear. And that is the kind of love you deserve. The kind that does not make you question if you are enough. The kind that does not make you feel like you have to fight for it. The kind that chooses you again and again with no conditions, no games, and no hesitation. If you recognize these signs in the man you love, hold on to him. Because real love is rare, and when you find it, you will know it is meant to be. But if you do not see these signs, if love feels like uncertainty, if you find yourself questioning your worth, then perhaps the real question is not whether he loves you, but whether you are loving yourself enough to walk away from anything that does not honor you. Because the love you accept will always be a reflection of the love you believe you deserve. Choose wisely.